Do you think the Chupacabra likes French fries?
Definitely.
Welcome to Probably Real, a podcast where we delve into some of our favorite conspiracy theories and cryptids.
I'm Aislinn J.
And I'm Trinity Amethyst.
Hello, fellow believers.
And hello, fellow skeptics. So,
this is our first podcast.
Technically.
This is the
first podcast.
First episode that's going to be up on our podcast.
Yeah, our last one had some technical difficulties, so it'll be coming back later.
Yeah, so if you follow us on
Mothman.
Twitter and you're like, what happened to Mothman? Yeah,
He died.
That's what happened.
Our computer killed him. Instead of Mothman, today he's being replaced by another friendly cryptid. When I say friendly, I mean definitely not friendly. We're going to be talking about the Chupacabra. Ooh. Yeah, so, the Chupacabra, what do you know about the Chupacabra, Ace?
I know that it looks like a doggo.
Does it?
Oh. Uh-oh.
Exactly, uh-oh. Okay, so the Chupacabra, its name essentially means goat sucker, and it's known for...
Goat sucker?
That's what it's called.
Okay, go on.
It's called the
goat
sucker.
on?
I hate you. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good now.
It's a cryptid that is found in the Americas. It was originally sighted in Puerto Rico. Now, the Chupacabra is known for sucking the blood out of goats, which is why it has its name.
Goat sucker.
Goat sucker. Like a lollipop.
Ew.
It also
like a baby's binky.
I hate that. It's also known
really
for
bad.
just killing, like, a bunch of other livestock as well. It's
Nice.
It's a fun guy.
Kills all the sheeps, all the cows.
Yeah, sucks them dry. Like a goat.
Otter pop.
Yeah,
Oh,
there you go.
otter pop.
Yeah. So the first attack that's attributed to the Chupacabra is 8 sheep were found dead. And they had 3 puncture wounds in the chest, and they were quote-unquote, completely drained of blood. The first actual sighting was in August, a couple months later, by a girl named Madeline Tolentino.
One?
What?
You said girl, so I thought like a little kid.
No, woman.
Oh,
Yeah.
woman.
Yeah.
It is a woman's.
No, I actually don't know her age, but it's definitely not a little girl. But
Okay.
she reported seeing the creature, quote unquote, in an area where as many as 150 farm animals were killed. And she described it as, and the original description of the Chupacabra is as like a reptile sort of fishy thing with big spines coming out of its back, big claws and suckers and all the lovely, lovely things. Which is interesting when you contrast it to more modern day depictions of the Chupacabra.
Those ones are doggos.
Those ones are doggos.
Okay.
Weird doggos. And that's
How did they go from lizard
to dog?
to dog?
And that is the question, Aislinn, which I will definitely get into because
There's a theory.
there's
to
a
this?
theory. But before we get to that, let's go to some of the evidence for the Chupacabra.
Yes.
So firstly, there's those 8 dead goats. A town called Mocha. Similar killings were going on all around, and so of pets, of livestock, and originally they were attributed to cult activity. But after reanalyzing it in relation to the Chupacabra incidents, they noticed that they also had similar markings to the Chupacabra attacks.
Oh.
So there's that. Now this is where the issue comes in. Not a lot of good information has come in about the Chupacabra, like reliable information. So much like to the point where, firstly, there's the whole issue with the fact that they've completely changed appearance over the years. Which
that's weird.
Yeah, that's a really weird. It's just grew doggy parts. Wait. That just got weirder.
That was an interesting way to phrase
You
that.
know what I meant, though, hopefully. Cries. But also, the original thing about the Chupacabra is that it sucks the blood out of animals. But the issue with that is that none of the animals that were supposedly killed by the Chupacabra ever had the proper testing done to see if they were actually drained of blood. And there's actually a medical thing that happens to dead bodies and carcasses, is all the blood coagulates at the bottom of the body. Like, if it's laying on its side, it coagulates on the side. And so no blood would pour out when you cut it, or there would be no blood on the scene because it's all pooled up and solidified inside of the body. So there's no real proof that these animals were actually like sucked
unless
dry.
If they did a test, but
and
they didn't.
None of these tests were performed.
Ooh.
So that's an issue. Bigger issue, and my biggest point of interest with the Chupacabra is the fact that the original the original reported sighting was done in the town I mentioned earlier, but that was where a horror movie was being filmed with a monster that happened to look exactly like the description of the original Chupacabra.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
There's a lot of theories that either she saw the set of the movie or there was promotion happening in that city. So, of course, it would make sense for her to see this Chupacabra. And also, with the dogs, why did it suddenly turn to weird-looking dogs? Well, because that whole theory, that whole description arose as soon as dogs started getting mange in the area, which causes them to lose all their fur.
And they look all freaking weird.
They look all terrible,
They look scary.
So there's a lot of questionable things there. But, I mean, it is interesting that there's, like, those puncture wounds that are very specific, I suppose.
Yeah, 3?
Yeah, 3.
Like, that's weird.
That's an interesting number. That's not even 2. It can't even be fangs.
Yeah, I was like, it can't be a snake or something weird.
Maybe it's just a coyote who's missing a few teeth. And he just happens. And that's the interesting thing is it actually, like, spread all the way to, like, the reported sightings of Chupacabras spread all the way to, like, Russia and stuff.
Oh,
but,
that's a far...
Yeah. But this is also, you know, like, one of the first internet cryptids sort of going around. So, you know, it makes sense that people would be like, oh, my animals are dead.
Yeah.
I read about the Chupacabra the other day. Must be a Chupacabra.
What a trip.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico to Russia. I'm still stuck on that.
He got on a boat, or many Chupacabras, maybe.
Oh.
Got on a boat.
Family of Chupacabras.
Yeah, the lovely...
Decided, let's move to Russia with Grandma Sylvia.
Yeah.
What?
Grandma Sylvia is waiting for us in Russia. We gotta eat her sheep. I really heard Russian sheep are better than America's sheep. One of the main issues that people have with the theory that it's like, that Chupacabra attacks are just like dogs or something, or wolves or whatever, is that like the animals are always found dead, like whole.
Ew.
Yeah, so like
Don't
not
like
eaten.
it.
Yeah, which would lead to the fact it's like, oh, it got drained of blood. I guess that's what the Chupacabra eats, you know? But the issue with that is, though, is that, like, a lot of people theorize that, you know, the animals attacked the livestock, but they just happened to get away and ended up, like, dying later from their injuries.
Yeah.
My only issue with that, though, is it's like 8 of them were found dead at once. Like, that's a big number for all of them to just happen to survive for a while. I don't know, it's sketchy. Maybe it is cult activity.
I think that's probably better than whatever this thing
Yeah.
is.
Of course, I don't see why cults would just, like, kill it and leave it.
I know. I feel like they'd take it for sacrifice or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what cults do. Don't hate us, cults.
Cults? We love you, cults.
No, we don't.
I love you, cults.
I do not.
Well, 50% of us
My
loves
mom
you.
said no cults. No cults for me.
What do you think about the Chupacabra? What's your opinion on it?
No.
No?
No.
Would you care to explain?
Explain? Okay. Like, it is really weird that all these sheep... Oh, dang. I don't know. Aliens would be more...
Wait, you think aliens are more likely than the Chupacabra?
No, let me retract that statement. I just don't think it's plausible. It's too much to, and I feel like it might just be huge speculation, like paranoia.
Yeah.
Like mass paranoia, just people are like, oh my gosh, the Chupacabra. And since it changed, it's like...
Its appearance?
That's
sketchy.
Takes away a lot of credibility.
There you go.
Takes away a lot of credibility.
If the Chupacabra was real, which version of it do you think would be real? Like the weird dog one or the weird fish one?
Fish.
Really?
Yeah, because the dog one, they already kind of explained it. It's all matted, and the fish one is more interesting, so.
It's sad. I think I read, if I remember correctly, people were, like, shooting dogs with mange because they thought they were chupacabras.
No.
That's terrible.
I just got a puppy, so that makes me really sad.
People are misinformed.
Obviously.
Don't shoot at chupacabras. They might just be your neighbor's dog.
Okie dokie. Now,
on to our conspiracy theory.
Our conspiracy theory? The moon landing.
Ooh.
Was it faked or was it not?
Report brought to you by peanut butter.
Ew. No, just kidding. Actually, I really like peanut butter. Peanut butter and jelly is my favorite sandwich. Anyways, so the accepted story, the story that we all know and love, is that Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong landed on the moon in 1969.
Nice.
Quite. So now we're like, people are really questioning the footage and stuff, especially now because they're like, I don't know, they need something to question.
As always.
Yeah, obviously. So the thing with this is we have a motive. That's the interesting thing about this conspiracy is the motive is like America was trying to get Russia. They were trying to one up them because Russia was doing so good with everything. Their education, they had it all figured out.
And if America is anything, it's very competitive.
Yeah. Very. So, now we're going to move on to some evidence
that the moon landing
as to why the moon landing was faked. So, one of the biggest one is the flag was waving when they put it down, so they were like,
yeah,
the flag is waving. Like, there's no atmosphere, so it shouldn't be waving because that's wind or an air duct or something. And everyone was like, oh my gosh. And NASA, they came out with a report. They said, no, it was just that the flag was, I think they tied it up or something while they going up to the moon. And they were like, it was just kind of unfolding. And
as it got out
I don't know why it wouldn't float on the moon because people float enough and they're heavier. I don't know.
Well, like when you
gravity is different.
Yeah, gravity is super different.
Gravity is different.
And it makes sense that like after they put it down it would still be moving a little bit because it's not like just because there's not
it
an
still
atmosphere.
Has weight.
Yeah, there's exactly.
The flag has weight still.
And and it is kind of weird in the sense that there isn't wind up there, but like also, you know, we have to keep in mind that they had just stabbed it into the ground.
Yeah. I like this conspiracy theory because there's a lot to combat it too. It's kind of like,
there's so much to combat it.
There's so much to debunk it.
I've got a biggie that I'm saving.
People keep on keeping on, adding stuff to the conspiracy. They're like, but this. Anyways.
Give me more.
I'll give you...
Give me them tasty facts.
Okay.
Or not facts, pseudo-facts, whatever.
Oh, wow. Stars aren't seen. That's one that people are always going crazy. They're like, there are no stars. Like, what happened to the freaking stars? Where did they all go?
How good was footage back then, though?
Awful.
That's my question.
Yeah. And it was...
Could you see stars in normal footage is what I'm saying.
Not even... Yeah, you can't even see it well with the cameras that we have now.
Yeah.
I can't take a good camera on... And I can't take a good picture. I can't take a good picture on my iPhone sometimes. And they're really good right now, so that's sketch. They think, okay, this is all, it goes into one big chunk. Mm-hmm. It was staged. Oh. This is the theory. It was staged like to throw Russia off? Yes, they made a movie. They wanted to get at Russia. That's not right. They wanted to one up Russia. There we go. So they think when you're looking at the I don't remember which astronaut it was.
One of them.
He has one of the
people who are bouncing up and
that
down.
was on the moon. There was 3 though, wasn't there?
Was there? I don't freaking know.
I don't think all 3 of them went. History. I don't think all 3 of them went on the moon, and that's why I think one of them stayed in the shuttle.
I'd hope so.
That's sad.
That would be. I'd hate to be that person.
You're on the moon, and Buzz and your buddy Buzz
It's just like,
and
hey.
your amigo, Neil Armstrong. I was trying to make it Amigo Armstrong, but...
Okay, but imagine being that person and just like, you're finally on the moon, you're on the moon!
And then Buzz you don't
just
step
like,
foot on
Yeah,
it.
Buzz is just like, oh, hey, can you like make sure we stay parked? Thanks, bud. Winks at him. Like,
oh, that's like when someone leaves you with all the stuff at a party and you're like, I can't do it. I don't even go to parties. That's like when someone leaves you with all the stuff at a school dance.
You go to those either.
I don't go to those very much either.
We have a cryptid and conspiracy theory podcast, Aislinn. What type of people do you think we are? Do you think we're the really cool popular kids? I don't know about that. Maybe you. I ain't.
I'm too weird to be actually people know of me.
Yeah.
Because I'm weird. I think. They're like, there's that one weird girl who's not half bad.
Semi-decent. That's her nickname.
She's alright. Semi-decent. Okay. Anyways. The stage light. They saw a stage light in his helmet. Supposedly a stage light in his helmet. And they were like, oh my goodness. This is a stage light. It's kind of fuzzy, so you can't...
That's what I always find so funny is when people have...
that you're like, it's so fuzzy.
Well, the thing is like, why is no photographic evidence for anything ever, like, good quality footage?
I know, you're like...
It's always, like, taken on a camera from, like, 200 years ago, basically.
Like, what?
Yeah, it's like, this is a sighting from 2013.
This
Yet
is
it looks
on the
like
first
it came
ever...
from the 1990s. Like,
this is on the first ever GoPro. You're like...
Yeah.
Those sucks.
Like, every single picture evidence is just absolute garbage.
Yeah. The one thing, though, is there are shadows.
Or it's photoshopped.
Yeah. There's shadows going different ways in the video. Kind of. Mm-hmm. You know, when you see lights and they crisscross it.
To be fair, though, do we know that they didn't put up their own lights?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If they wanted to broadcast it and it's the first moon landing, you know, you're gonna be like, you want it to look professional.
And we don't know what time, like, where the moon was at that, like, where was the moon at that point? Where was the sun? Because if they were on, like, closer to the dark side of the moon, they would have needed lights.
Come to the dark side. Anyway.
Come, Buzz. Join us on the dark side, Buzz.
Alright. Buzz. Hey, Neil.
Hey, Neil.
And then oh my gosh. The one left on the ship.
Yeah.
He's on the good side.
He's the only one.
He's a Jedi.
Gotcha.
Oh no. We are nerds. We're too much. No. Oh, and then people were it was kind of sketchy because NASA had the news programs take NASA's footage. Mm-hmm. NASA didn't let anyone get their own footage of things. Like, they made sure that it went through someone.
But, like...
everything had to go through NASA. And a lot of reports...
Doesn't that make sense, though? Like, wouldn't you, like, not want people to, like...
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
How would people get their own real footage of these guys on the moon?
Well, I think people wanted to record the station, what was going on in the station and everything, and they made sure that even that went through NASA. So everything, even little details...
I guess that sort of makes sense in my opinion, though, because it's like... NASA's pretty... I feel like NASA's a little secretive.
It's their project. Now, this might
be leaning on my own conspiracy theory side, but I think NASA is a little secretive, and it's like... Of course they're not going to want people to just randomly broadcast whatever they record in NASA.
Yeah, they're like, we've seen some stuff, but I think that would cause a worldwide panic. Yeah. So they're like, let's not do that.
Now, see, my biggest issue with the moon landing being a hoax thing is, and I think I've told you about this before.
Oh, no, I'm excited.
I might have. I think I might have, but the fact that there is, and I looked this up because I had to confirm that it was true. They put mirrors on the moon, like that. They put mirrors on the moon, and you can shoot lasers at the mirrors, and it'll come back from the mirrors.
Oh, I love it.
Yes. So unless if they faked the moon landing, but then also
sent up mirrors
after or when? I don't know.
Maybe. This might be where someone... Okay, if I was a conspiracy theorist, this is my conspiracy.
You act like you're not a conspiracy theorist.
I am, okay. I know. But so if I take over this... if I'm really invested in proving the moon landing wasn't real, I'd go with they sent up the mirrors and such in the shuttle. Other things with a little rover. Did they have those already?
I mean, but they weren't that good.
Yeah, they were.
Actually, I don't even know if they had them.
I think they could pick up rocks. No,
I don't even think they could do that. I don't even know if the Mars rover was deployed yet.
The Mars rover was the first one, wasn't it?
I love the Mars rover.
He's so cute.
He's a sweetheart.
He's such a good... He doesn't even have feelings, but he's sweet.
He sings happy birthday to himself.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yes.
That kind of makes me sad.
Yeah, all alone while scanning rocks.
Oh, poor kid.
Take him home. Bring him home.
Okay, people are saying that they can see wires.
Where?
In the video. They're like...
But where?
There's here's a reflection of a wire above people. That's a really bad one.
All of this stuff, though, just seems like...
On my notes, I put wires?
Question mark? Wires?
Wires? Within the wires?
Hey.
That's a podcast.
It's a good one. These things all just seem to be normal things that you could potentially have at a place like this.
Yeah, but the wires are going up, so they're kind of those are wires.
What does that even mean? What's the difference between wires going horizontally?
Because if you were filming it on a set, and so that they look like they're lifting up, they're doing the moonwalk, not the moonwalk.
Oh, you're saying wires attached to the astronauts. What
did you think I was saying?
I had literally no idea.
There are wires attached to the moon. It's actually attached to the Earth. There's no gravitational pull whatsoever.
No, Aislinn, the moon landing wasn't faked.
The moon is fake.
Anyhow, we hope you enjoyed our podcast. First episode of Probably Real. We hope you learned something, or at least enjoyed your time here.
Oh, the email. We have an email that you could send us conspiracy theories and cryptids that you want us to talk about.
It's probablyrealpodcast@gmail.com. Just send us anything you'd like that way.
Yeah, any weird stuff. Anything that seems a little off.
Yeah.
A little sketchy.
A little weird.
And a special thanks to our friend Elise Haywood for making our intro music.
You can find her on Twitter at HeyElise516. And remember,
don't shoot at a Chupacabra.
It might just be your neighbor's dog.
Good night.